What happens when two princesses, one born in endless wealth and the other in crushing poverty, finally face each other on a storm-filled night? A mirror shatters, their worlds collide, and the price of envy becomes a curse no one can escape. Stay with me till the end, because what begins as a tale of riches and rags will twist into a chilling fate that will leave you questioning who truly deserved the crown. In a distant kingdom, two princesses were born under the same moon. One grew up in a palace of gold. Her chamber walls shimmered with gems, her clothes embroidered with silver. Every servant bowed when she passed. She was the rich princess. The other grew up in shadows. Her bed was straw, her meals were scraps, and no one ever called her by name. She was the broke princess. One night, a grand feast filled the palace halls. Music thundered. Candles blazed, their flames dancing across polished marble floors. The rich princess twirled in a gown of scarlet silk, laughter spilling from her lips. But outside, beyond the gates, the broke princess stood in the rain. Her dress clung to her skin, torn and dripping. Her stomach ached with hunger, her eyes fixed on the light pouring from the palace windows. She whispered, her voice trembling, "Why does she have everything, while I have nothing?" The words echoed strangely, as if the storm itself carried them. The wind shifted. The rain grew colder, sharper, like shards of glass against her skin. She pressed her hand to the gate, and the iron trembled beneath her palm. Inside, the rich princess paused mid-step. A chill crawled up her spine, prickling the back of her neck. The music blurred. The laughter dulled. Her reflection in the golden mirror beside her twisted. For a heartbeat, she saw another face staring back. A face with hollow eyes. A face soaked in rain. The broke princess. The rich princess staggered back from the mirror. Her jeweled crown tilted, clattering slightly as it caught the candlelight. She blinked, but the reflection did not vanish. The broke princess remained, her drenched hair plastered to her pale cheeks, her lips curved in a faint, bitter smile. The rich princess's breath grew shallow. She lifted her hand to the glass. The reflection lifted its hand too, but on the wrong side. The fingers pressed against hers, yet the mirror rippled like water. A gasp escaped her lips. The banquet faded into silence. Guests stood frozen, their faces blurred, their bodies still, like painted statues. Only the two princesses moved. The broke princess's voice seeped from the mirror, low and trembling. "You lived in light. I lived in shadows. But tonight, we change." The rich princess tried to pull away, but the mirror's surface clung to her skin. Cold. Wet. Her arms sank deeper, the fabric of her gown dissolving into the glass. Her heart pounded against her ribs, every beat louder than the silent hall around her. The broke princess's hollow eyes glowed faintly, silver like the storm outside. She whispered again, "Your life, for mine." The rich princess screamed, but no sound filled the hall. Her voice was swallowed by the mirror's trembling surface. The broke princess's hand gripped hers tighter, pulling with a strength far beyond flesh. The glass split into ripples of light, swallowing silk, jewels, and crown piece by piece. Her body sank deeper, her legs vanishing into the reflection as though it were quicksand. Her nails scratched against the surface, leaving trails that glowed faintly, then faded. The broke princess stepped forward from the other side. Her rags shifted, reshaping into silk. Her wet hair dried, gleaming like polished ebony. The storm's water slid from her skin, replaced by gold dust. Her lips parted in a smile as she emerged fully into the hall. The mirror sealed behind her with a sound like breaking bone. The guests stirred once more. Music resumed. Laughter filled the room. None noticed that the princess who now stood before them had different eyes. Eyes hollow. Eyes that remembered hunger. Meanwhile, inside the mirror, the rich princess pounded her fists against the glass. Her screams rang inside a storm that never ended. Her gown was gone. Her crown shattered. She wore only rags. And outside, beyond the gates, the storm raged on. The broke princess, now wrapped in gold and silk, glided across the marble floor. Every guest bowed their heads, blinded by her beauty. None noticed the flicker of cruelty that lingered in her eyes. She raised her jeweled cup, smiling as music swelled. But when she sipped the wine, the taste was sharp. metallic, like blood. Her smile faltered. The cup shook in her hand. The servants did not move. They stood frozen, their faces pale, their eyes unblinking. One by one, they turned their gaze toward her. Their lips moved in unison, whispering words only she could hear. Imposter! 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 Her grip tightened on the cup, and it shattered, crimson liquid spilling across her gown like fresh wounds. The hall blurred. The chandeliers dripped wax that hissed when it struck the floor. The music twisted, sour notes grinding like screams. And in every mirror along the palace walls, the reflection of the rich princess stared back. Her rags clung to her thin frame, her eyes wide with fury. She pressed her hands against the glass, pounding silently, demanding release. The broke princess stumbled, her breath shallow, her chest burning. No matter how much silk and gold covered her, she still felt the storms cold on her skin. Still heard the echo of hunger gnawing inside her. And the whispers grew louder. Your life is not yours. The mirrors rattled along the hall, their glass trembling as though struck by invisible fists. The broke princess froze, her jeweled crown sliding crooked on her head. Each reflection of the rich princess grew sharper, clearer, until dozens of her raged in unison. Their mouths opened wide, but no sound came. Only silence. A silence so heavy it pressed against the broke princess's ears, forcing her to drop to her knees. The chandeliers swung violently above, their flames stretching long, bending toward the mirrors. The guests remained still, frozen mid-laughter, mid-dance, mid-breath. As if the palace itself was holding its breath. The broke princess clutched her chest. Her heart hammered, too fast, too wild. Her vision blurred. From the glass, the rich princess's hand pushed through. Not just one hand. Every mirror fractured. Dozens of pale hands reached into the hall, their nails sharp, their veins black with stormlight. The broke princess screamed, stumbling backward, but the marble floor beneath her feet turned slick. Water pooled from nowhere, spreading cold across the golden hall. The scent of rain filled her lungs, choking her with its weight. The rich princess's face emerged fully now, twisted with rage, lips ripped open where stitches of shadow pulled them tight. Her eyes locked on the throne, on the crown, on her stolen life. And the mirrors cracked, splintering like brittle bone, the mirrors shattered all at once. The storm outside roared, rushing into the palace like a living thing. The broke princess fell to the floor, her crown spinning across the marble. From the shards of glass, the rich princess rose, her rags clinging to her, her eyes burning with fury and grief. For a moment, the two faced one another. Two sisters of fate. Two halves of the same moon. The broke princess whispered through trembling lips, "All I ever wanted was to be seen." The rich princess stepped closer. Her voice echoed like thunder. "And all I ever wanted was to be free." The storm swallowed the hall in light. When it faded, the palace stood silent once more. The guests blinked, confused, as if waking from a dream. But the throne was empty. No princess sat upon it. Only a broken crown lay on the floor, glinting dully beneath the fading glow of the chandeliers. And some say, on stormy nights, two voices still whisper through the halls. One filled with hunger. The other filled with sorrow. Bound forever by the curse of envy and gold.